Hey YouTube, I'll be doing a bag review and packing video for my upcoming trip to Taipei. I'll be over there about 11 days. My brother lives over there and I'm really excited to get to spend some time with him. So first I decided not to check a bag. I enjoy the challenge and packing minimally, so I knew I needed to find a good bag that was somewhat cheap, not too cheap, durable, and not too bulky because I plan to do a carry-on option. So the first thing you come to find when you're looking for a carry-on bag is that everyone likes to say carry-on approved, TSA approved. That doesn't always mean that it's so. Some of the measurements fluctuate between airlines, especially with your smaller low-key airlines or the ones that are just now starting up. So it is good to err on the side of caution and also to research that specific airline. Don't take anything for granted, and figure out the measurements and requirements for yourself instead of taking somebody's word. The measurements that I'm going by aren't exact per se, but they seem to fit my needs. I saw a measurement reflecting 21.5 by 14 by 9, and that's height by width by length. So I was looking for a bag that could also cross over to more of a suitcase. And I found some good options on Amazon by Heinz Eagle, also by Osprey and North Face. But those were a little out of my budget. It's doable, but I also am in my final week and a half until departure. So I kind of wanted to get something fast, but I really didn't want to sacrifice quality or features. So actually, I was at Walmart last week really late at night and checking things off my trip list and knocking it out, and I just casually stopped by the luggage and I found a Walmart bag called Orben. They call it the 3-in-1 Weekender. So this is the Orben 3-in-1 Weekender. As you can see, I actually left the tags on. I was pretty skeptical to see if I could do it, and I didn't want to make it non-returnable. So I was like, well, I'll get it. It's $42, and I'll see what fits in there, what doesn't fit, and I'll just keep the receipt. So I came home, I got to packing, and I'll just break it down for you. The first thing I like is it has this kind of curved area here. It's not just a straight square, so it does have some thoughtful design, and you can see several pockets on the front there. That's really nice. The padding is very soft, so that's nice, especially if you're going to be rocking around the airport or walking lots of miles at your destination. So the straps also don't put a lot of wear on your shoulders in the hot spots, which is a very important thing. They are pretty basic straps. There's no sternum strap or anything like that, and there are no cinch cords on the side or tension cords to shrink it down. But as you can see, I'm fully loaded here. It weighs about 24 pounds and maybe about a foot is what we're looking at, maybe a little bit less. But it doesn't stick too far off your back like a turtle shell. So I got some hand sanitizer. That's a must for the trip. And as you can see, I've got a couple locks on these front pockets just to deter people from opening things if I'm walking one direction and I'm not paying attention, which hopefully I am. So let's dig into this front media pocket. I guess it could be anything, but I'm utilizing it for media. It's got multiple dividers here. I've got my charging cables here, another outlet cord. Behind that, I have a 6 USB port Blackweb. I like anything by Blackweb. direct plug into the wall. That's just for utilization of multiple devices charging at once, which is really helpful because at the end of the day, at the hotel or wherever you're staying, everything's going to be dead. If you've been on foot, taking pictures or listening to music, using Google Maps, anything like that will drain batteries. So that being said, I got 2 external batteries. I think they're at 3,200 milliamps a piece. Behind that divider is another divider. I got a plastic spork spoon camping utensil, and that's actually all I have in that, so got a little more room in there. Not all my pockets are filled, and I don't think it's a great thing to have a completely filled bag, so you always leave room for things that you find along the way, or it just saves you some shoulder wear. On the fold-out pocket, there's a nice zip option here. I have a collapsible bowl. It's silicone. All of this stuff was purchased at Walmart pretty much, so that was awesome. Thank you, Walmart. Maybe I can't find a bowl or something. I don't know. I just got it for in cases. I thought it was really cool. I like collapsible things, and it really took up no space or weight, so that was harmless. I also have a pack of wipes in there as well. You never know when you'll need one. Greasy face. I'm going to Taipei in June, the beginning of the monsoon season, so it will be very humid. So you never know when you'll need some wipes. In this front zippy pocket on top, you can store more shoved things or electronics, maybe quick access things right there. In the top zipper, it's felt lined for any electronics if you like. I have a camping towel for when I get to a hotel or my brother's place. It dries quickly, just hang it up to dry. Very low maintenance. Another pack of wipes, because why not? You can never have enough. Underneath, there's a third compartment at the bottom of the bag. You could probably put a pair of flip-flops in there. Paperback book. I just have an electronic divider. It fits very perfectly into the pocket, so it actually gives it some depth and makes it look like it has dividers itself, if I need to put any extra things in there. On one of the sides, you have another little, that's the water bottle side. Cool. So it has an insulated water bottle sleeve that zips away and kind of gets rid of this space if you don't need it. But if you do need it, you can zip it out, and it has some elastic to hold your water bottle in place. I'm using it for meds. I have all of my antis, anti-diarrhea, anti-nausea, anti-itch, allergy medication, all of that stuff, because they say the bugs are relentless over there, and I don't want to be ill-prepared for any situation regarding upset stomach. Is not fun, especially when you're a lot of miles away from home. This is the pocket on the other side, a small stowaway. I've got some baby powder in there. It just helps if you have a rash or something from the moisture or rubbing or stinky feet, which hopefully not, but you never know. On the back mesh, you can see here, you can shove your suitcase handle up through and just kind of mount it on top and get a 2-in-1 feel, and you don't have to carry 2 things. That's a nice stackable option. On the same side as the water bottle, there is a tablet felt lined sleeve here, and that's a nice option. And there's a secondary laptop sleeve that's also felt lined to avoid scratching and damaging your equipment. So we'll move on to the big piece. I really like this feature because it opens up completely and splits down the middle into two halves. As you can see, very flat. There's a netted portion that has some depth behind it for all of my clothes, and then this portion together acts more of like the backpack area. So that's cool that it still allows you to access it as a backpack even though it's completely filled with my clothing. So in this first flap, elasticy, restraining, if you wanted to put your laptop sleeve in there, you could do so, but it's just more difficult and took up a lot of space because I have an older MacBook Pro, not like a MacBook Air or something really thin. So it wasn't a great choice for me to bring, but on a smaller trip I might opt to take it. Here's a bag. It's very light, kind of like a windbreaker material. It's the same thing as the liner almost, but it has one strap. It'd be great for carrying miscellaneous things in Taiwan or in the night markets when I go to get some food with my brother or whatever I end up doing and I don't want to lug a whole backpack. I do have an option. I also snuck a toiletries kit in there. I actually purchased a mostly pre-made toiletries kit. I added some Neutrogena Dry Touch sunscreen because even though it's going to be cloudy or overcast, you can still get roasted by those rays. I got some hand cream because you don't want to dry out or start cracking, and then that could affect your trip in other ways. There's some shaving cream, some toothpaste, some deodorant, shaving cream, and Listerine, shampoo. The key with toiletries is try to keep, you just have to keep everything under 100 milliliters. 3 ounces or 100 milliliters is the cutoff for flyable in the carry-on. Other than that, you'll have to check a bag to get away with a higher volume of liquid or container, something like that. They have a whole aisle dedicated to travel toiletries, so it really isn't that difficult, even if it seems intimidating at the beginning. They really help you out. So this netted section zips down, which is nice, a nice protection layer, barrier, and that exposes my clothes. I got a neck cover for if it rains or if it gets cold in the mountains if we go hiking or camping. But also if it gets really humid and hot, I can soak it down and then use it as a lily pad type device to activate some cooling. I banded my shirts just so they would be very small and exactly the same, so I know what I'm working with and they're not going to expand when I try to zip it up. What I have is what I have in its smallest form. I got a lot of clothes from Walmart as well. Shout out to Walmart. There's one specific brand called Swiss Tech. Really impressed with them. It's a hybrid hiking casual brand, and they kind of are slippery and they dry fast, but they're also color coordinating, which is helpful because I'm trying to take a less amount of clothes but take clothes that go together so that you can wear them in different ways and maximize your outfit options. So I got 3 long shirts, a blue, a gray gold color, and a rust. So got a couple pairs of undies. I will be taking a couple more. I just couldn't put them all in this far in advance, if you feel me. So next, I got 3 tees. These are some basic t-shirts. If I'm not wearing a collar at work, you'll probably see me wearing one of these colored blank t-shirts. It's just my favorite alternate outfit, and it's just easy, and it goes with everything. I brought 2 pairs of shorts, either of which could be transitioned into a swimsuit, but this is definitely my swimsuit. So I brought some casual flat front shorts that fold up really nicely, just almost as small as my swim trunks that I can wear shorts too. So that's good. It gives you some versatile options. I brought one heavy jacket. When I say heavy, probably light, but for a backpack option, this is my heavy option. So not waterproof, but warmer for the mountains, or if it gets chilly for whatever reason at the beach. You know, there's a couple different ways you could go. This was also Swiss Tech from Walmart. It's reversible, so this is a gray option right now, but as you can see, it has that nice soft gray blue on the inside that is pretty cool, and it's really soft. Again, shout out to Swiss Tech for making things easy and feasible to shop for in Pryor, Oklahoma. These weren't a necessity, but I just thought they might come in handy. There's ditty bags, a small, medium, and a large. Not sure what I might need these for, but they were really cheap and really flat, so I'm not taking a hit on that. Swiss Tech, long trouser, khaki style, but super thin, so they look like I wear them to work. I manage a tavern, and these look like the khakis that I wear usually, but they're just so much lighter and stretchier. I don't feel confined or claustrophobic in them. So this is a really good option, especially the drying fast option. We're going to be re-wearing a lot of these clothes, so I'm going to be re-wearing a lot of these clothes, so I don't want them to be soaking or out of action for like 2 or 3 days. You got a couple pairs of no-show socks. I left them on the cardboard because that seemed like a really cool way to pack them very tightly. And the very last thing in there is my pair of Chacos, which are my all-terrain rugged sandals. Take them anywhere. Vibram sole, tension strap. Like, honestly, they're the best sandals, most versatile sandals I've ever had. So as you can see in here, I'm looking at the depth. It has some pretty good depth to it from what I was expecting for this price bag from Walmart at 3 in the morning. It really surprised me. So again, it has this mesh layer that I can conceal all my clothing, and then pull this up and still have that backpack hole if I wanted to shove. Like, my brother asked me to bring a few books and a couple shirts, so I imagine even though I'm fully packed, I can still shove those things in there and take them to him, which is really cool. Additionally, I'll be taking my pro camera bag. I'm not a pro by any means, but if that's a brand, then that's what I would call it. My father got this for me. I'll be taking my Canon AE1 35mm camera. Be excited to shoot on that and practice with that. Take some long-lasting memories of my brother. I actually have a Camelback located in the right side for when I get somewhere, and I folded it up really small. It's a water reservoir and a backpack at the same time with a couple pockets. There are a few options. I got the secondary option, not the baseline, very, very small, but this one has a little more carrying space outside of the water bladder. And I thought that'd be good for like a trip into the city or carrying some souvenirs, something like that. I'll be keeping my camera in this other portion, and then I've got miscellaneous film canisters and in one of these pockets, makes my laundry experience possible. I saw it on a trip video. This is Zote soap, a dry laundry soap bar. So I can get by with taking 3 long sleeve shirts and 3 t-shirts because I'm going to wash my clothes, whether it's in the sink or at maybe a laundromat, something like that. This allows me to wash, hang, dry, and then rewear really quickly and cheaply, opposed to spending coins or cash in a Taiwanese laundromat or paying someone to use their washer. So I'm pretty stoked about that because that was a big deal for me, was running out of clothes and not really knowing what to do, or maybe having to buy some clothes over there, because that just takes money away from the experience that you can spend on other things. Of course, you gotta have your bar of soap. I went ahead and bought a soap dish because inevitably it will get wet, and why not think ahead and be proactive in that regard. So let's see what I got in the other side. The universal travel adapter. Multiple countries, you can flick out whichever side you want, but only one at a time. So that's cool. All in one. I'm only going to Asia, but if I ever need it for anything else. And then some travel essentials. I got like a flight pack. It has a sleep mask, which I think is crucial. Some earplugs, also crucial. Microfiber washcloth if I want to wash my face halfway through the 13-hour flight. So that's my camera bag. Now you've seen what I'm taking. Pretty minimal, but again, I feel like it's a good amount and I'm able to reuse a lot of things. So they're big heavy hitter items, I feel like. A few of the things I wish this bag did have, again, I mentioned it doesn't have any tension straps. I just enjoy that. It kind of feels more snug. I really like the weight of this bag, but I feel like I wish this liner was a little bit thicker. I had to make sure my spork didn't cause an indentation or a rip or something on the interior, so I covered it with a paper towel. But I don't think it's a bad quality liner. Again, for $42 on a whim, it was a really great find. And one of the other things that would be cool but not a must would be like a weather guard on the zipper. I think I'm going to spray the whole thing down with a water repellent spray, so I'll take everything out and then spray it, let it sit, and then fill it up. I just want to maximize the waterproof ability, especially going into monsoon season in Taipei. So I will be getting a raincoat. Right now mine is a printed raincoat of like, it has like the American flag pattern all over it. So I'm looking for more generic, plain option. I'm not trying to be Mr. Tourist or loud about too much. I just want to go in and observe the culture and just take everything in as it is. So that's my video, and I hope you learned something, or if you want to say something, please do. I encourage it. I'd love to talk to you or help you find a bag. It was really fun kind of narrowing down the size and what you can fit inside it. You really have to be choosy, but then you end up taking only what you want. So it's kind of a nice turnaround. Thanks for watching and happy travels.